What's good, everybody? It's your boy Eddie here, and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. And for today's video, we're going to be reviewing a very special and limited edition pair of sneakers that just snuck its way into my top 10 sneakers of the year right at the end of the year, just due to the fact that the colorway is absolutely phenomenal and the storytelling behind it is definitely something that I can resonate with completely. So before we even continue this video, guys, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that notification bell. And if you already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and family and all that, because your boy just hit that 6K milestone. And in order to grow the channel, we got to keep hitting those milestones in order to keep going. So with that being out of the way, let's just get right into what you came here for, which is none other than the Nike Air Max SNDR Kids of Immigrants in the sundown colorway. And guys, definitely based off of first impressions, I 100% have to say that this is absolutely a cop for me, but I definitely want to hear y'all thoughts in the comment section down below. I love the kind of sunset vibe that it has to it, especially with it being a 2-pack. So this is the sundown colorway, and then you do have the sunrise colorway, which is a little bit more orange and a little bit more bright. And funny enough, the Nike shirt that I got on right now actually has a sunset going on in the forest, which would definitely match the vibes of this sneaker right here. And pretty much with that being out of the way, guys, let's just briefly go over into the box details. And what we got right here is a box very similar to the Nike Stash review that I did, but it does have some more Kids of Immigrants branding. But overall, the box that we see right here was a Nike box that used to be used back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then we're looking onto this side of the box, you can see that we do have this orange detail right here. However, there are some more pronounced stars as opposed to the Stash box. And then on this left-hand side, you can see that we do have some Kids of Immigrants branding right there. Then when going onto this side of the box right here, you can see that we do have this Just Do It logo, which is a little bit more bigger in font and bolder than the one that we saw in the Stash box. And then we do have this 3062 number right here, which is actually the last 4 digits of the number that you can get from the Kids of Immigrants website. And that's pretty much their community number where they send out marketing emails or anything that's going to drop pretty soon. And I do believe that they're going to do another release of these sneakers, but I don't have any information on that, so don't quote me on that. And then when going on to this side of the box right here, we do have a Kids of Immigrant logo right there. Then when going on to this side of the box is pretty plain. And then finally, when going on to this side of the box, we do have a sticker tag right there. And it does read off as Nike Air Max SNDR SP, and the SP stands for Special Projects. And the colorway shown is Persian Violet and Sundial. And I could definitely get those vibes from looking at the sneaker, because you do have that Persian Violet with that kind of sunset vibe to it as well. Then when looking at the sizing, I wore my true to size of a size 8. However, this is my first Nike Air Max SNDR, and I do have to say that the sock liner that you have to put your foot in is pretty tight. So if you are narrow-footed, I would definitely recommend to go with your true to size. However, if you're semi-wide to wide-footed, I would recommend to go a half size up 100%. So I am semi-wide footed and I do fit the size 8. However, I do wish there was a little bit more space. It does have that sock-like fit to it due to the sock liner. However, I do wish there was a bit of a half size of space, because it is a little bit tight and it is made out of that woven material. So I don't know if it's going to stretch like Flyknit, but it is what it is on that, guys. So now when opening this box lid right here, you can see that we do have a plain box right here. However, it does come with some extra details, such as this Kids of Immigrants green card sticker right here. And then when looking at this, we do have a Kids of Immigrants calling card. And if you guys are familiar with it, if you come from a family that are immigrants or just not from the country, these were definitely huge back in the day to communicate with your family. And one brand that I remember specifically is the Boss brand, if I'm not mistaken, the name of it was. But I really think that it was dope for Kids of Immigrants to incorporate this, because 100% this was something that was used back in the day if you were a kid of an immigrant family member. So now when focusing onto the history of the sneaker right here, I'm going to focus onto the brand Kids of Immigrants. So they were initially founded back in 2016, which means this year makes the brand 8 years old, which is absolutely crazy to say. And then when looking at the Kids of Immigrants About Us page, it states that Kids of Immigrants is a multi-dimensional lifestyle brand that bridges diverse cultures and experiences. At our core, we are storytellers that aim to authentically represent and empower our community through intentional product and powerful storytelling. And then when looking at the founders of the brand, it actually has 2 co-founders. So we have Wele Dennis, who is a Liberian American. And then we do have Daniel Buezo, who is a Honduran American. And it states that they have manifested a brand with the mission to spread love and spark creativity. Through clothes, they have cultivated a brand and community that truly embodies their core messages of support your friends and do the best with what you have. And 100%, I do have to say that they did the best that they can with this sneaker, because it came out fire, and I definitely can't wait for y'all to see the on full look. And when speaking of the on full look, I just have to briefly mention this, that the review I did earlier this week on the Stash Nike Air Max 95s, somebody on Twitter named Y David actually posted a picture of my on foot look and pretty much has some comments and criticisms about me wearing white socks with a darker shoe like that. And honestly, I do have to agree with the comments and feedback and criticisms that happened with that, because of course the white socks did not make sense, but I just kind of wanted to get out there and hurry up and put out the review, right? So definitely shout out to you for supporting the channel, Y David. But what's even crazier is that Matt Welty from the Complex Sneakers podcast actually retweeted that, and it kind of became this viral thing on Twitter, which I wouldn't have noticed if my boy didn't tell me. He basically was the one that was like, yo, somebody talking about you on Twitter. I'm like, oh, am I finally getting big or something like that? And then I saw the comments, criticisms. Definitely I understood why David's criticism, so I took that on the chin and all that type of stuff, but it was actually crazy to see that. Don't worry guys, I'll put a little bit more effort into my sock game for the on-foot looks, but you know you can't please everybody at the end of the day, so it is what it is on that. And now with that being out of the way guys, let's just get right into the details of the shoe. So when looking at this beautiful Nike Air Max under right here, you can see that the upper primarily consists of that Persian Violet and sundial colorway, which I think looks very phenomenal on the shoe. However, when you actually look at this toe box area, we do have some dots right here, and then we do have a mud guard in this nice suede material. And the reason why you know it's made out of that good suede is due to the fact that it does have that backstroke motion right there. And then under that suede, there's actually a black leather underlay, which is a very nice touch and just adds to the quality of the sneaker. Then when going towards the upper of the shoe, you can see that we do have more of that woven sunder material right there. And then above that, there is this Nike Air logo right here in this yellow colorway. And something that is standard to all of the Sunder Air Maxes is the fact that we do have this zipper right here, which I think is pretty dope because you can have that concealed look to it, or you can open it up to give it a more exposed look. And speaking of exposed look, there is an inner detail that you're probably not going to be able to see, but it does say name right here. And then at the bottom of it, it does say where you're from. And then when looking onto the left side of the shoe, you can see that it does say Kids of Immigrants right there on the inside of the material, which I think is a pretty nice touch. And then when looking onto the laces of the shoe, we do have some black and yellow laces right here, which looks absolutely phenomenal. And then right under that, we do have the Kids of Immigrant logo. And then below that, we do have that 3062. And as I mentioned earlier, that is the last 4 digits of their community phone number, which I think is a pretty nice touch and just brings in that community familial aspect to it. And then when going on to the lateral side of the shoe, you can see right here that we do have this Kids of Immigrants signature branding pattern right here, which I believe is supposed to mimic the lines of a globe. I'm not 100% certain on that, but when I look at this, that's definitely the first thing that comes to mind. And then right behind that, we do have a smaller Nike Air logo right there. Then when going on to the back heel area of the shoe now, we do have this orange Nike pull tab, which is a pretty nice touch. Then right below that, we do have a K for the Kids of Immigrants logo, and then it does say Air right there. Then when going on to the medial side of the shoe, the same thing pretty much follows suit as the lateral side, so there's nothing else to report right there. And then when focusing onto the midsole of the shoe, we do have this Nike Air Max Sunder midsole, and we do have this exposed air bubble with a little bit of glitter. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to catch that, but it does have some glitter on the bubble, which I think is a pretty nice touch. Then at the forefoot, we do have some more exposed air bubbles right there. Then when focusing onto the outsole of the shoe, this is one of my favorite details that is actually on this collaboration, where it does say Kids of. And then when you actually get the next shoe, it does say Kids of Immigrants, which is obviously the brand name. And I love that they added this very subtle branding onto the sneaker where it does have the brand name on it. So instead of having it propped all over the shoe, you just have some nice subtle touches that if you know what the brand is, you know exactly what's going on, which I absolutely love from this collaboration. And then one final thing I want to show you guys before we conclude this review are the insoles itself. So on one side, it does say just do it, and then on the other, it says together. So the whole statement makes just do it together. And then of course, we do have some Kids of Immigrants branding on the bottom of the insole. And pretty much with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude the history as well as the details of the shoe. So now let's get right into this on for look, all right? All right, y'all, so that's going to conclude the review as well as the on for look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Definitely let me know what you think about the Nike Air Max Sunder Kids of Immigrants in the sundown colorway. Is it a copper drop? I definitely want to hear y'all thoughts in the comment section down below. For me, as you guys know it already, this is 100% a cop. I want to hear what y'all think about it down below. So other than that, y'all don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and family and all that, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.